Hello everyone, Miss Bruni here. We are going to be learning how to write a check and how to endorse a check today. Please pause this video at any time that you feel you need to re-listen to any of the information. Make sure you take notes throughout this video because you will need to know this information for the test. Writing a check is becoming a dying art in today's world, but it is still something that everyone needs to know. Reconciling a checking account can be a difficult task, but it is important when you're trying to follow a budget.
This is what a check looks like. Some people will get them personalized and they can change the backgrounds and fonts. The first part of the check is the date line. This is where you will write the day that you are writing the check. So we're going to write today's date, which is May 2nd, 2015. Sometimes the check can be backdated, which means it can be cashed on the date that you write. So for instance, if I don't want this check to be cashed until June 2nd, then I would write June 2nd instead of May 2nd. This will tell the bank on what date that the check can be cashed. The next part is the paid to the order of line. This is where you will write who you are paying. So we're going to pay JCPenney. Next, we have the dollar amount box and also the amount line. In the box, you will write the amount of the check in numerical form. So we're going to pay JCPenney's $35.43. Make sure you try to use up the entire box and you write your numbers close together so someone can't add a number in between. Usually, the bank will look at the numerical form first, and if they have a question about what a number is, then they will look at the word form of the amount. So next we're going to write our word form, which is $35. And then we'll draw a line to use up the whole line and put 43 over 100. Then we have the memo line. This is where you will write what you are buying or why you're writing the check, so that if you have a question about it later on, you can look back at your check. So we're going to write April bill because we're paying our bill for the month of April. The very last thing you should do on a check is sign it. When you open a checking account, you will sign a signature card, and this is the signature that you will use on all your checks. This is how the banks can prove it is you if anyone questions it. Your signature can be anything that you choose, but you should make sure that it is not easily duplicated. Next, we're going to cover the different types of endorsements. You will endorse a check when you receive a check and want to cash it at the bank. You have to endorse a check before you can cash it. Ideally, you should sign the back of the check while you are at the bank, because as soon as you sign the back of the check, anyone can take that check and cash it. The first type of endorsement is called a blank endorsement. This is the most common type of endorsement and it is the easiest. All you do is sign your name as it appears on the front of the check. So all I have to do is sign my name. The next type of endorsement is called a restrictive endorsement. This type of endorsement is used when you restrict what is happening to the check. For example, if you're going to place the check in the night deposit box and you want the check to be deposited into your account, you will write "for deposit only," and then you will sign your name underneath that. This is most commonly used if you are not the one cashing the check, or if you place it in the night deposit box, just in case someone breaks into the deposit box, they cannot cash your check. The last type of endorsement is called an endorsement in full. This type of endorsement is not very commonly used. It is used when you want to sign a check over to someone else. So for example, if I owe my mom $20 and my sister pays me $20 for something else, instead of me cashing the check and giving her the money, I can write "paid to the order of Eileen Bruni" and then sign my name under that. This means that my mom can now cash the check and do whatever she wants with that money.
Pop quiz. Get out your blank check and endorsement sheet and follow the directions that come on the screen next. You have purchased a brand new TV from Best Buy for $789.49. Use today's date and fill out your check. Then use a restrictive endorsement to deposit the check. You have 30 seconds. If you need longer, just remember to pause the video and go. Alright everybody, time to check your work. Make sure you hit pause now if you're not quite finished. Please follow along and check your work as I walk through the steps of what you should have completed. First, you should have wrote in today's date, May 2nd, 2015. Next, you should have wrote in Best Buy on the pay to the order of line. The next step would be to write 789.45 in the numerical box, and then you should have spelled out $789 and then drew a line and put 45 over 100 on the other line. You should have entered in new TV on the memo box, and the last thing you should have completed was to sign the check. So, how did you do? Now for the endorsement. You should have wrote for deposit only and then signed your name. Great job everyone, you are now check writing and endorsing experts. Make sure if you have any questions on the material that was covered today, you come and ask me.